he has produced is like an incredibly low bar. Alright, Jund Planeswalker. So this deck is a little bit mid-rangey, which may or may not be a challenge in this format. We've got a number of Planeswalkers, though, to derive some value, but we also have Sarkhan the Masterless here alongside Questing Beast. And hopefully these two providing some punch-through can really provide us the ability to be competitive against the Golos field decks that are going to go over the top of any value we're able to produce. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches here and see how this one goes. If you were to win an MCQ, would you be guaranteed a spot in the MC? I mean, theoretically, we're guaranteed a spot. Those things are very public. I don't think they've ever, from my knowledge, denied a spot to someone. This is the first standard deck of the day. Pretty easy mulligan. Yeah, I guess. Let's do that. Aren't there players with permabans for cheating IRL in Magic? I mean, technically, if you're banned for cheating in Magic, you're banned from playing in Wizard software too, by the terms of that ban. So those players, if someone who's cheated in Magic tries to win an MCQ, like, those players, they could very easily be like, hey, you're not allowed to play our game, get out of here. I feel like if I managed to win something like that or qualify and Wizards was like, no, you're not allowed to play, I feel like there'd be a reasonable amount of blowback in the community, even from people that don't care for me, because that sets a bad standard, right? Yeah, definitely, Manual Tapper. Will do. Hey, look, my opponent played turn 2 Oko on the play, and I feel like I can't win anymore. Weird. Guy that plays the base, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. I'm going to play another Fabled Passage here, because I'm going to fetch another swap, because this way if I draw a Murderous Rider this turn, that Murderous Rider can kill Oko. Yeah, I agree with that, JW. I would assume they would let me play and would just effectively shadow ban me. Yeah, of course I'd go play in it. I haven't not played in a Pro Tour because, like, I qualified and didn't go. I just haven't played in a Pro Tour because I've never made an effort to qualify for one, really. Yeah, I agree, Chucky. There are a number of people who play on the Pro Tour. Wizard just, like, doesn't work with them, and, like, they only get on coverage if they make super deep runs. Yeah, we're done at this point. Yeah, play versus the draw is an incredibly skewed metric in Magic the Gathering. It's not close. Being on the play is a significant advantage. Yeah, all of my notoriety and experience from playing in paper tournaments was done on the SCG tour. These Planeswalkers just died a Questing Beast, so I think I'm trimming them. I'll put a Hellkite in. Sure. Opponent thinks we're mono black. Maybe we showed them Fabled Passage. Forest is the most registered card at the MC. Thoughts on banning it? I'm pro banning Forest. I think if they made it so the person in the play got a free mulligan. You mean the person? Do you mean the person on the draw? I assume you mean the person on the draw. There's a lot of things they could do to try and balance the play versus the draw. I am not going to profess to act like I know what way is ideal to balance the play versus the draw, because that would be incredibly arrogant and something that would need to be tested. Magic's a very complicated game. What did Jeff think of Oko during spoiler season? I'm pretty sure that was on my list of cards. Jeff's Eldraine review, September 25th. What did I say about Broko? I said 3-mana planeswalkers can be tricky to judge. Oko looks pretty reasonable at a glance. Against aggressive decks, he comes into play with high loyalty. Against control decks, he will generate 3/3s every other turn. Oko will also be able to upgrade our weaker creatures, such as the Boreal Grazers, into 3/3s. His -5 can be hit or miss, though, depending on what things are going on. Oko also works well with Gilded Goose. Gosh, it's almost like I'm good at evaluating Magic cards. Man, Past Jeff just like, he dunked on that review. That was great. Look at that. Past Jeff is so smart. And if you want to see those words I wrote for myself, you can check my article from September 25th on Cool Stuff Inc. I think that's a pretty lazy comparison, Greater Steven. Because I think the power level of Oko and Scions are not quite comparable. The Scions are a fine playable card, but Oko is significantly better than them. Yeah, I think that might actually be the case, Scholar. Past Jeff is best Jeff. I don't know about that. Past Jeff, like, leaves me stuff to do quite frequently. I don't know that it's all roses, but Past Jeff has his moments.
Surely you see the humor here.
I have no idea, Chalky. I would be kind of surprised if we had another fetch land on rotating format, but I don't know. I think your comparison there is lazy and bad, Greater Steven. Like most things in Magic, I think the answer to what you're talking about is it depends, and trying to paint these like this is a hard and fast rule that always works and applies it's just lazy and stupid. It's bad. That's not how Magic works. The context of everything in Magic is very important, and just being like, this is my hard and fast rule, we have to stick to it, it's just not practical. It ignores the reality of how this game works. Ooh, Trophy's a great draw. So Trophy's great because it lets me go Lava Coil, kill this, plus my Sarkhan, kill your Oko, and then I can Trophy their Questing Beast so my Sarkhan doesn't die on the backswing next turn. So before we drew the Trophy, I was going to have to lose my Sarkhan, but now that no longer has to happen. Thanks for the 15 months, Ewok. I appreciate that. Bye, Felicia. I want a game that has both simple rules I can follow and always make the best play, but also lets me show off the superiority of my play skill. If you don't feel like Magic's doing that for you, you should definitely check out Mythgard. The game's quite well done. Is that a good draw? I feel like that was a good draw. This matchup feels better when we're on the play. It's almost like, because of the immense amount of ramp creatures in Standard, that being on the play is a significant advantage. Weird. Like I said, I was really happy with the implementation of the London Mulligan. I really hope that Wizards takes the time to explore having better play on the draw. How's the Mythgard memeing potential? That's important to me. It seems like there's some reasonable things. There's a, one of their paths enables a Reanimator strategy really elegantly. So you can play Reanimator in like 3 or 4 different color combinations. Watching at my grandma's house, and she didn't pay the cable bill, so I can't play Magic Online. Rough. I think I have to mulligan this. Yeah, Noxious Grasp sounds great. Sign me up. A lot of the reviews seem super on point. Yeah, I agree. And part of the reason why my reviews tend to be on point is, just like when we're talking about on stream, you'll notice in my review, I tend to shy away from making super strong claims in one direction or the other, right? I'm not just speaking like I'm this all-knowing authority, like I'm going to predict the future. I talk about things that are possible, but not like this is definitely going to happen. It sounds like you're an adult. I don't make good clickbait. There any cards you thought would be super strong that flopped? I don't think so. I think there's been a couple of cards in the other direction. Like, for example, Wicked Wolf is a card I definitely undervalued during spoiler season that ended up being quite excellent. I honestly think that claim might end up being true, Chuck. Oko is very good.
I invite you to change your ways.
I am proud to have been on the right side of history with regards to the Stoneforge Mystic debate. And you should look back on the thoughts of all the people who told you Stoneforge Mystic was too good, and you should remember that those people who have opinions that you should never ever respect in Modern ever again. Because they really don't understand what the format's about and how to evaluate cards.
My plan is crystallizing.
I think we're dead. They just discarded a Wicked Wolf to the Royal Scion loot, and they have like 2 Planeswalkers in play. I guess this kills this.
Your expectations are exhausting.
Alright, let's take a command for the Riot game. Yep. Honk the goose. You did not cause me distress, Hawking. You're just like the 4th or 5th person to ask it, and I should have made a command this morning. How much popcorn did we sell? Jake ended up selling a little over almost $1,300 worth of popcorn. Believe it or not, he did the most online sales in the pack. All right. Cyans are going to ult next turn. The superior Planeswalker deck appears to have triumphed. Did he do the most sales? I'd be surprised if that was the most sales. The Planeswalker deck that's playing a bunch of turn 2 Planeswalkers is pretty good, especially when they win the die roll. What kind of super kid is pumping out more than... So Christie looked like the council posts like metrics on who sells how much. And apparently like some of the top sellers in the council were like selling like 5 figures worth of popcorn in a year. Which I assume means their parents were selling 5 figures worth of popcorn in a year, but... The target goal the pack has is they ask each kid to try and sell $600 worth, because one thing that the pack that Jake's a part of does is they don't have any fees for kids to be in their pack all year. So they fund their entire year's worth of activities off of their popcorn sales. Is the priest bug fixed yet? Not last I checked. There's not been a patch since last time it was bugged.
I've got
it. We just closed out the popcorn stuff. Although I assume I'll be doing it again next year. Next year I'll have 2 Cub Scouts. Well, we've got tracts of land, chat. We've got tracts of land. And now I don't have the people who complain that Field is just like better than Esper, I just don't get it. At least Field lets me cast my spells. I don't even get to cast my spells in this matchup. And half the time when you cast them, they don't even resolve.
Let's try this. This is hardly my worst defeat.
Recency bias is a heck of a drug. You're not wrong, Chucky. You're not wrong. Says not having something like Royal Scions to kind of push through Flood feels a little bit bad. People think Esper won't be better than the Oko decks and other things running around. I don't know about that, Pokemon nerd. Like, Oko is pretty reasonable against Esper. I guess Esper gets to load up on 4 Noxious Grasp, but like, I've played the Temur Planeswalker side of this Esper matchup, and I think the Temur Planeswalker's deck is ahead. Like, Questing Beast is also decent against Esper. Like, I don't think that... I don't think that, like, this Esper deck's gonna be oppressive. I just think it sucks to play against. Like, if that makes sense. Like, it's not that, like, the Esper deck's unbeatable. It's that I much prefer the play patterns of the Golos deck that, like, has the decency to actually kill me when it wins, as opposed to me sitting here just, like, being kind of miserable. So, Mike the Mailman, this format's not really about pumping out value, is the issue.
The undead make great minions. Loyal. Good, mindless minions. Ugh, well, this was unpleasant.
Maybe I'm supposed to just trophy that. Denies them a card draw, technically. I could go either way on that.
We are the apex predators.
The apex predators. Blah, 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 blah. Well, the good news is, when they dance here, I can trophy the Doom Foretold, so I don't lose Garruk next turn at least. Am I down to 1 league a day in Modern? I am, and I'm actually going to be going to less than that starting next week. I've not been enjoying the Modern format lately. And Magic Online is Magic Online. So, starting next week, I'm going to be rolling back my Modern content to 3 days a week.
No longer stand by and watch. I'll protect you.
I'll protect you. Huh? Huh?
I require servants. Your corpse will volunteer.
Okay.
Find it useful. I've learned much from your death.
When will Historic start? I'm planning to start doing Historic content at the end of the month. So last week of the month, we'll start doing Historic content. Alright. My Esper opponent has decided they cannot beat this many Planeswalkers. God bless. God bless us, everyone. This looks pretty good. Hey, and you know, maybe they ban Field of the Dead, and we all just get to play sick Planeswalker mirror matches. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's fine. You know, regardless of what they do to the format, we're going to still play. So, no Fire as mentioned. Why would I want that card? What does that card do for me? What problem do I have that it solves? Ritual of Soot undoes all their animated artifacts. Maybe that's worth keeping. What am I supposed to cut instead? Five trample zombies are Timmy's emo phase. Lol. What if they ban Field and Teferi? I think they need to ban more green things than just field. Field is not the only issue. I would like if they banned field, goose, and grazer. People saying that they should ban Oko don't understand how this works because Oko's a planeswalker and it's the face of the format. So Oko's not going anywhere. Goose and grazer could eat it though. Yeah, Oko is selling booster packs. I think the single biggest issue of the format isn't that field is too good. We don't have any solid linear aggro decks. I think that's just like I'm just gonna time you out. Rather than engage with your rejected reality, I'm just gonna say I'm not in the mood to deal with fake news this morning. No, they don't. Magic doesn't do power level erratas for people that are new to the game. It's not something that happens. Have a land. There's plenty of good aggro decks in this format. Yeah, if you own cards that get banned, they give you wild cards. Well, that's vomit-inducing. I'm excited for next turn when they cast Dance and bring back all 3 Doom Foretold personally. That's what I'm excited for.
My army will envelop this world. Get out of my way.
I have no idea. LeBron James plays sports, right? I don't know who he is or what he said. Oh, is he the basketball player? I think I heard something about him caving to Hong Kong or something. I'm not informed on the issue. God, this game sucks. This is what you want. This is people who want Field of the Dead banned. This is what you want. This is what you want to experience every single game. Wait. LeBron James has the most touchdowns in MLB. God bless. Think I'm keeping this. Just like mulliganing a bunch is not fun. They're gonna thought erasure me anyways. So I didn't play the Stomping Ground because I didn't want them to know I guaranteed have a planeswalker next turn. Alright, I mean, we drew a bunch of lands, so our hand's working out okay.
Everyone is expendable, except me.
Vraska with Garruk and Ugin provides a pretty steady flow of cards, so let's hit a land next turn. Yeah, having 2/6 is a good here. We're just hoping to draw an untapped land now. Wow, they binned Elder Spell. That can't be good for us. That can't, but they must have another Elder Spell, right? I don't know, my cards aren't safe in my hand, and that's why playing against Esper sucks, right? Because, like, my cards aren't safe in my hand and they're not safe in play. They're still a little bit off of Planar Cleansing. Elder Spell me, daddy. Just a Doom Foretold, huh? You can't sack a token, that's why I didn't sack this. Okie doke. Elder Spell me, daddy. Elder Spell me.
There is no peace in defeat.
They're not dead, chat. They gain 2 life. I discard the card in my hand.
I didn't like you.
And they get a knight. Maybe I should have just made a Garruk emblem. I don't know. I don't think it matters.
Good help is easy to find in war.
Yeah. Yeah, at least, like, and, like, this is a good example of, like, why the Esper decks are extra miserable. Because they don't actually kill you when the game is over. Like, the field decks at least actually kill you. I feel like that was a good example of the kind of struggle a deck like this is going to have. If you just kind of look at the curve of what this deck doing, it's pretty clunky and slow. So, like, we lost to a deck going over the top of us, and we also lost to a deck getting up underneath us because we lost the die roll. And, like, you can probably win games. We won a game in both the sets that we played, but, like, you know, didn't feel particularly great. Like, we only have 4 pieces of ramp, and then, like, in the games we played too, like, something to consider is, like, you could look at those games and be like, well, we got unlucky, we drew a lot of lands, but our curve is so high in this deck that our deck has 26 lands in it, chat. 25 lands, sure. But, like, there's a lot of lands, so you're going to flood in a lot of those games. I have no idea, Anaphylactic. If I could predict the future, I would do it for something more profitable than a children's card game, but alas, I am not good at predicting the future, so that is not something I'm able to do. Alright, we've got up next we're gonna dive on into a Sultai food deck, which is basically green-black oven / Broco, because once you've got Goose, you might as well have Broco. We're gonna go ahead and run a quick ad break before we dive into this. Thanks for hanging out.